faculty, honored guests, students, and our guest speaker, Dr. Annie Tuttle, to the fall induction ceremony for the Beta Theta Sigma chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. My name is Caitlin Guttner, and I am president of the Beta Theta Sigma chapter, and I want to thank you all for joining as we induct the newest students of our chapter. I want to commemorate all of our inductees for the work you put into your academics up until this point. I know that this year has not been easy for any of us, especially for students who had higher expectations for themselves. Trying to balance that with also being an employee, friend, sibling, or just a good community member brings the challenge to a new level. But you all have completed that challenge as you are here today being inducted into the Beta Theta Sigma chapter of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. For over 100 years, Phi Theta Kappa has been recognizing honors for students that have achieved academic excellence, and you are to be congratulated and commended for all your hard work towards your academic success. Phi Theta Kappa has been recognized as the official honor society for two-year colleges, with over 2.5 million members and 1,250 chapters worldwide. This esteemed International Honor Society awards over $39 million in scholarships exclusively for Phi Theta Kappa members. Now, it is my pleasure to welcome the advisor of our chapter, Christy Graziano.
Hello, friends and family. My name is Christy Graziano, and I am the advisor for FIT's chapter, and I want to thank you for joining us tonight to support our Phi Theta Kappa students. In order to be eligible for this honor society, students must maintain a 3.5 GPA or higher, which at a school as competitive as FIT is not an easy achievement. Many of our honor students take more than 15 credits a semester, are involved in extracurriculars on campus, work various jobs and internships, and yet these amazing students still manage to make academic excellence a priority. I am constantly amazed by how smart, talented, and driven our honor students are, and it is my pleasure to work with them each year. And what a different year it was. I want to say a special thank you to my student officer team. While taking classes remotely, these students still wish to engage as leaders in our community. They were interviewed, trained, and introduced to myself and each other completely online. And believe it or not, we still have never met in person. But that hasn't stopped them from meeting weekly, hosting chapter meetings, immersing themselves in the Honors in Action research project, and planning this induction ceremony for all of you. It is my pleasure to work with each and every one of you each week and see how far you've come in just 3 short months. You students are the reason that I truly love my job. And I hope to get to know all of our new inductees tonight as you engage with PTK Honor Society on our campus over the next year. I am now here to introduce our guest speaker for the evening, Dr. Annie Tuttle. Dr. Annie Tuttle is an associate professor of sociology at SUNY Onondaga Community College and the New York Regional Coordinator for Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. She received her BA in sociology and political science from the University of Texas at Arlington, her MS in sociology from Florida State University, as well as her PhD in sociology from Florida State University. In addition to being PTK's New York Regional Coordinator, Dr. Tuttle is also a faculty advisor for OCC's chapter of PTK, where she works closely with her advising partners to provide research, service, and scholarship opportunities for high-achieving students. Beta Theta Sigma, please welcome Dr. Annie Tuttle.
Hello, Fashion Institute of Technology. My name is Dr. Annie Tuttle. I am a professor of sociology at Onondaga Community College, a PTK advisor, and the New York Regional Coordinator. When I first came to work at a community college and I was asked by my college president to serve as a Phi Theta Kappa advisor, I was a little bit confused. I was like, I didn't think we had Greek organizations. But boy, was I wrong. Phi Theta Kappa is not a Greek organization, as you know. We are the honors society for the two-year college. And you are awesome for being inducted in Phi Theta Kappa. So when I first became an advisor, I was a little bit overwhelmed, maybe like you, not knowing exactly what PTK was all about. So I read as much as I could. I talked to other advisors. I got involved, and I wanted to make sure that I had all of the tools that I needed to help my students be successful. Fast forward to the end of my first semester as a Phi Theta Kappa advisor. My chapter won Most Distinguished Chapter in New York, and we were actually named in the top 100. Fast forward to today, and I have been an advisor for over 9 years, and for the past 2 years, my chapter was named in the top 5 out of over 1,200 chapters in the world. So why am I telling you this? Well, I'm telling you this because you are going to get out of Phi Theta Kappa what you put into it. You can totally just be a member and reap the benefits like the PTK Edge programs that you can do from the comfort of your home, or you can choose to get involved. Get involved in your chapter, Beta Theta Sigma. You can take part in a college project, in the Honors in Action project, where you study an academic topic. In this book, To the Seventh Generation, Inheritance and Legacy. Last year, your chapter in Honors in Action was #1 in the state of New York. They are an awesome chapter and they are ready to welcome you with open arms. What's so awesome about the work that we do in Phi Theta Kappa is that our students are engaged scholars. They come together, they research a topic, and they put that into action. So what is so amazing about Phi Theta Kappa is that we build leaders. We build leaders through our pillars of service, fellowship, scholarship, and of course, leadership. So I hope that you are excited about joining Phi Theta Kappa. I hope that you, even though we're in this crazy time, choose to get involved. Choose to become an active member. Choose to make a difference in your community. And even though we are in the middle of a pandemic, you can still do this. We have ways to connect virtually. Like today, I am in Syracuse, New York, and yet we're still connecting. So I want you to be inspired by Phi Theta Kappa and say yes to all of the opportunities that we have. Congratulations, and I hope to see you soon. Stay well, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Annie Tuttle. My name is Shelly Shalev, VP of Fundraising. Phi Theta Kappa was founded on 4 hallmarks: scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship. Our dedicated officers and I will now share with you some of the opportunities each hallmark provides.
Thank you, Shelly. My name is Claire Lossier, and I'm the Vice President of Scholarship. The Scholarship Hallmark designates a scholarly focus coordinated by Phi Theta Kappa headquarters. This central theme is called the Honors Study Topic. As an outcome, participants will have personal growth when they apply what they learn in the research. The Hallmark means financial support with scholarships. Membership may help you along your academic journey through its multifaceted scholarship programs. Over 700 four-year institutions offer scholarships, some exclusively to Phi Theta Kappa members. The number of scholarships being offered is steadily increasing. In past years, Beta Theta Sigma members have received multiple scholarships towards tuition. While you are here, we encourage you to apply for the Leadership of Promise in the Foundation Scholarship programs. As members, never give up in your pursuit of the hallmark of scholarship, since it is indeed scholarship that serves as a first and primary society cornerstone.
Thank you, Claire. My name's Serena Graziano, and I'm the Vice President of Membership of Phi Theta Kappa. As an FIT student, it's often the case you're consumed by projects, jobs, and internships, which leaves little time to search for leadership opportunities. As new members of PTK's Beta Theta Sigma chapter here at FIT, you will have these opportunities easily accessible to you if you're willing to take them. Participating in meetings, doing community service, and even taking on a board position next year will help sharpen your leadership skills. Officers participate in many activities to enhance their leadership abilities. Each year, we participate in the New York Regional Conference and Phi Theta Kappa Catalyst. These activities are not only done to improve yourself, but with the goal of improving the community around us. We encourage you, our Beta Theta Sigma members, to take advantage of these leadership opportunities and make positive changes within and around our campus.
Thank you, Serena. Hello, everyone. My name is Maggie McGarry, and I am the Vice President of Fellowship and Service. Service is an important part in getting involved with your community. Our chapter's regular service events have included helping FIT put on its annual blood drive and pet therapy events. Many of you have given yourselves to service before becoming involved with Phi Theta Kappa, and we hope you continue to do so in the upcoming semester. A little bit of your time goes a long way for those in need, improving their lives and the overall good of the community. As a new member, you'll meet many people here and beyond the campus at the Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York City. Never underestimate the formidable power of the human connection of fellowship. We challenge you to go forth and use fellowship, scholarship, leadership, and service that Phi Theta Kappa opportunities offer you.
Thank you all for sharing what our 4 hallmarks are all about. Now I'm pleased to present these candidates for membership in our society. These students have fulfilled all requirements for membership. All of our inductees have maintained and exceeded an outstanding GPA of 3.5 or higher, and have completed at least 12 hours of coursework. They have been selected because they have chosen scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship as their hallmarks. I recommend them for acceptance into the Beta Theta Sigma chapter of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. As candidates about to be initiated into Phi Theta Kappa, it is appropriate that you know certain facts about this National Honor Society. I would like to call upon our Vice President of Scholarship, Claire Lauger, to introduce our society to you.
Thank you, Caitlin. You're about to be inducted into a scholarly fellowship which embraces community colleges not only of your own state, but of the nation and the world. This fellowship is Phi Theta Kappa and our chapter is Beta Theta Sigma. After induction, you will find among the members an atmosphere of scholarship, to which you must give of yourself in order that the organization may be meaningful to you. As new members, you should understand the primary symbols of the society. I would like to call Maggie, our VP of Fellowship and Service, to speak about the torch.
Behind me you will see a torch, symbolic of knowledge, which is the servant of wisdom, which dwells in the prudence and leads in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment.
I have the white rose, which symbolizes purity and beauty of light, with its white buds signifying new intellectual association.
Behind me you will see the emblem of Phi Theta Kappa. It consists of a gold slab, keyed at the top and bottom. The golden field, like our coat of arms, refers to the golden opportunities that abound on every hand for society folk to evidence their culture and perform good works. Since gold is the most noble of metals, it shall have a further significance to our society, for it shall represent that nobility is attained by those who achieve intellectual leadership. Across the slab, you will observe a black band. It represents the three ideals which band us together, and the cultural self-control which is the necessary foundation for true wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Shining through the black enamel background are the three Greek letters, which are the initials of those three mystic Greek words, meaning wisdom, aspiration, and purity.
Behind the band is a wreath. One side is composed of oak leaves, and the other side is composed of laurel. The oak leaves stand for stability and strength of character. The graceful leaves of the laurel signify achievement and success, all attributes for our membership in our society. Above the band is a representation of the head of Athena, a symbol of learning. In the base appears the Greek letters meaning light, the light of knowledge, and learning, the common ideal for membership of Phi Theta Kappa. This badge stands as a symbol for the high idealism of our organization and membership in our select group. You have studied the constitution of our organization, the purpose of which is to foster a spirit of devotion to study and to scholarly ideas among its members, whose principles are embodied in wisdom, aspiration, and purity. At this time, we will proceed with the induction of our candidates. Membership is not granted until after all the candidates have been recognized. Please stay to support your fellow inductees in completing the membership process.
Caitlin Guntner, President. Maggie McGarry, VP of Fellowship and Service. Shelly Shalev, VP of Fundraising. Claire Lausier, VP of Scholarships. And Serena Graziano, VP of Membership.
Kate Hedrick. Helen Zhao. Taylor Madison Davis. Rakshanaa Sethuraj. Julia Fry. Kathiana Rodriguez Collado. Madyson Rabie. Valerie Boland, Nazanin Reyhanian, Annadelle Eugenia Reinhold, Britney Basuki,
Luigi Pascal Etienne, Lainey Pawlak, Elizabeth Brand, Felicia Lee, Ana Luisa Melo Gomez, Ayati Mehta, Pylar-Lourdes Pagan, Hayden Robinson, Klara Moeckel, Haley Rose Schwartz,
Ashley Massaro, Nikita Ahluwalia, Maggie Chan, Francesca Byrd, Ashika Venkatesha, Saumya Joshi, Armelle Fleurenssaint, Julianna Horn, Debra Massucci, Sonja Travis,
Jessica Yara Di Brito, Catherine Shanley, Katarina Furman, Sophia Valentina Bruzela Marin, Julia Greisling, Mabel M. Ortiz Reyes, Amanda Victoria Zanetti. Victoria Panzella. Isabelle Bellegarde. Lauren Walker.
Idil Bayik. Natalie Durham. Lisbeth Alexandra Nunez. Alexander Bogus. Jessica Carrera. Megan Cortina. Rebecca Dillenberger. Trinity Tang-Sinad. Alivia Kister. Cassandra Cologne.
Now that the standard and ideals of this organization have been fully revealed to you, you complete the pledge which admits you into complete fellowship. Please repeat after me. I, state your name, do solemnly promise on November 20th, 2020, to keep this object and aim in mind. And I pledge to support my fellow members, and I promise to aid them in all worthy endeavors, to uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa.
It is my pleasure to welcome you into Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and the lively fellowship of scholars it affords. I salute you for your accomplishment. I charge you to always explore the truth and to dedicate yourself to the cultivation of the well-reasoned life, a prelude to service and honor.
Thank you all once again for being here tonight to celebrate this momentous occasion. On behalf of the Executive Board and I, we would once again like to congratulate the inductees on their membership into the Beta Theta Sigma chapter of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. To volunteer or participate in our upcoming virtual events, please be sure to attend our general meetings held on Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. over Google Meet. Once again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Congratulations to the new inductees, and welcome to Phi Theta Kappa.